Hello, I'm Tracy Matthews with AARP Tennessee, and I want to welcome you to Origami with AARP. This is a new four-part series where we'll bring in origami experts to show you the art of paper folding. We're always looking for fun and unique ways to learn about different cultures, and the origami fits the bill. In a few minutes, we'll be joined by Lei Kun Kwan, who will show us how to fold an origami box. This program is part of AARP Tennessee's commitment to embracing cultural diversity. Today, we will learn how to make origami, but more importantly, cultural context. If you have any questions as we go, please include those in the comment section, and we'll try to answer those today. AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. We're grateful to have Lei Kun Wan joining us today. She's one of our wonderful AARP volunteer leaders in Tennessee. Welcome, Lei Kun.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks
again. Hello to all of you who have tuned in to this first class in our four-part origami series.
Awesome. Thanks, Lei Kun, again for joining us. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself with us?
Well, I am a retired physician, family practice and occupational medicine. And I am now a member of the AARP East Tennessee leadership team. And I'm also a member of the Asian Culture Center, the co-creator of this series, and a proud partner of AARP of Tennessee. The relationship that I've had with AARP has been a very wonderful and very the relationship and connection with the other volunteers have been challenging, exciting, meaningful, and rewarding, and especially in the area of diversity, which I'm most interested in.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. Before we get started, why don't you share a little bit of origami history with us, Lei Kun?
All right. Well, you know, the term origami simply means folding paper. That's what it means. And you can see on the screen that it is considered a traditional Japanese art form or a Japanese technique of folding paper into a variety of representational forms, such as animals. Animals are a favorite thing to make in origami, and flowers, all kinds of different flowers, and objects such as boxes, boats, hats, and even a piano. And even though origami is traditionally Japanese and originated in Japan, it has been adopted by all the countries in Asia and probably all over the world. I remember as a Chinese kid growing up in Malaysia that I'd be folding paper into airplanes that glide in the air, and then we make ball shapes and we would throw and kick them to each other, and beautiful swans and cranes that we often use as decorations. We would have them, you know, around the house, on the counter, in the kitchen. That's what we do.
Awesome. Do you have any examples to show us today, Lei Kun?
Yes, I'm very excited actually to show a sample of origami that actually my grandson, who is almost 8 years old, and I made one afternoon. Well, he continues to make them because he keeps wanting to show you all the things that he has made. And there's almost two of everything, but here is a swan. And you could see that really, basically, they're very much the same. So an 8-year-old can make an older person. And I also want now to show you the boats, the sailboats that we made. And now this he really likes, my grandson, because he made it first and showed it to me, and then I made one. And these are cups. And he used the foil paper because he showed it to me that he could pour water into it and drink from it. Right now, I'm using it to put chocolate tidbits in here. And yes, and here you could tell this shape is a penguin. There, that's a penguin. And so easy, just a few folds. And a couple of rowboats. So these are some samples. And I think the takeaway message is that origami is easy and it is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited. I learned something new, so I can't wait to get started. So, what are we going to make today?
All right. So today I'm going to show you how to make a square bowl. And I think you already have information about the paper that you need. So hopefully you have in front of you a piece of paper that's 8 by 10, and the second piece a little bigger, 8.5 by 10.5. It immediately probably makes sense because the smaller piece is for the bowl, and the bigger piece can be another bowl, or it could be the cover of your first bowl. So it will make these two bowls, and they will be about 4 inches square. And then this bowl can then serve as a cover. So let's get started.
Let's do it.
And for this, I'm going to use this delightfully colorful calendar paper. And so all right then. So the colorful part is on the back, and I have it lengthwise in front of me. So the first fold will be in half. And I tell you, the thing about origami is you want everything to be crisp and sharp. So the angles should really meet each other. And when you make a crease, make it nice and sharp. Now we're gonna make another fold. So now you have this, and we're gonna have it again lengthwise in front of you. You're gonna open this, and you've got this nice corner. You want to keep it sharp, and you're gonna fold it down. So now this is what you did. Now you're gonna put this over to the side, and now you've got the second second half, and you're gonna do the same thing. And that again is the second thing that you will notice about origami is it's very symmetrical. If you do something on one side, a lot of times, not every time, but most of the time, you're going to be doing the same thing on the other side. Now, that's what we have. Now, sometimes people get turned around. What you want now is for your paper to look like this. Now, supposing you this is what you want it to look like. But if you got it turned around and it looks like this, then just make sure you flip it back so that it looks like this. All right. All right, now you have crease lines in the middle, and you're going to fold this one end of this to meet right in the middle. And this other side, we're going to do exactly the same thing. And it's going to meet in the middle. Now flip it over. And you will be doing the same thing. Fold it to the midline. Make a nice sharp crease. Fold it to the midline. So now it looks like this. Now you see you have these tops here. So we're going to fold that down. So we're going to fold that down. And again, you flip it over and you're going to fold this down on this side. Now, this last little bit, you will see the flap on the inside of this here, and I'm going to tuck it in there. And again, on this side, this little flap, there'll be like a triangle flap that I will tuck in there. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I don't know if you can see that. We're talking about this, the inside of this flap, the inside of this end here. And I'm just tucking it in, and it'll make sense to you when we open the box. Okay, so you have this, you open it, and it's not easy. You're not going to tear it, so don't be too worried about doing that. And now sometimes you see my box is kind of not sitting properly. Well, to make it sit properly, you just make creases. You have these corners, and you just sort of crease it down to give it a base, you know, and go around and sort of crease it. And you see, once I do that, it's a stable bowl now. Now, this was where you tucked in the flap. And what I wanted to tell you is, if you don't want to tuck that in, you could leave them out like that, and your bowl would have handles, you know, like a casserole bowl or something, you know, it has a handle. But since we're going to have a cover, I think tucking the flap in to keep the handles down would be probably the better thing to do. So I'm tucking it in again. So now, yes. So since I have actually already made the second bowl, the one that is from the slightly bigger piece of paper, so you have two bowls, or if you like, oh, I'm sorry. The bowl I made yesterday was the smaller bowl, and this is the bigger bowl. And so you could make it into a box. And I oftentimes, just for fun, especially to my non-Asian friends who don't know anything about origami, I would make a tiny one and use it like a jewelry box. Putting their little necklace or whatever in there and wrapping and making this into a box with a cover, and then tying it with a bow. And especially for my non-Asian friends who are not familiar with origami, it just becomes a talking piece. It's like, wow, where did you get that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So fun and informative today, Lakoon. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, I have something to show too.
Sure.
So if you make a bigger bowl, this one is about 8 inches across and came from, a big calendar, a wall calendar. I would put a napkin in there, and I could put cookies and take it to a picnic. And I wanted to show you this huge one. And this one came from a UT football schedule calendar, a huge thing. And I make this, and this is perfect for putting popcorn, for instance. You're sitting watching football or TV, and here you've got a bowl of popcorn, especially if you're going to a friend's house. And that way, you don't have to worry about taking your bowl back or anything. You just leave it there.
Leave the bowl as a gift.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, again, Lakoon, thank you so much. I hope everyone watching enjoyed it as much as I did. But before we wrap up, Lakoon, are there any closing comments or that you'd like to share with the audience?
Only remember about how being obsessive about your corners, crisping your edges, that's very important. And of course, I don't tell Elijah, my 8-year-old grandson, but his corners a lot of times are not that accurate. And his lines are not as crisp, but still, I mean, can you tell the difference? Not really. I mean, so, but I'm obsessive. So, but that is one point that I think is important if you want to make pretty origami.
Awesome. And a great activity and lots of fun with the grandbabies. So again, thank you. Thank you, Lakoon, our AARP members, volunteers, and viewers for watching this virtual origami class. We've got more classes planned, so keep an eye on our Facebook page for more details. AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. We hope you all have learned something new. We hope you'll share your photos of your origami box in the comment section today. Thank you and have a great day.